I'm just gonna hold it because I can't get it to work today. We're just gonna hold it and we're gonna hope for the best. That's where we're at in life. We're just gonna hold it. We're gonna hope for the best because this is all I can handle right now. Oh my god. All right. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah. It's been 2 weeks again. I apologize. We're also holding the mic today because for whatever reason I can't get it to do its thing. I am just come from the gym. I'm sweaty. I'm a little workout drunk. You might be crooked. Hold on. It's hard to tell sometimes. Listen. This thing sits, oh, there we go. This thing sits in my library, which is also our game room and our jiu-jitsu room. And we played D&D last week, which I ran the game, but the tripod got shuffled and moved, and so naturally it got shuffled and moved, and whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So I apologize. You were crooked. We're going to play D&D again next weekend, and you know what? I'm supposed to run the game in 2 days. Have I prepared anything? Absolutely not. Not a damn thing. Anyway, let's talk about what I read. So, I actually think that I haven't read that much because, listen, there's a lot going on in the world. And there's a lot going on in my world. Like, my little, close family and stuff and everything. And I've just been tired. So, the top of the list, I do believe I was reading The Night in the Moth last I talked to y'all, and I did finish it, and I did participate in the live show with Heather and Robin. I really enjoyed it. For a lot of detailed thoughts and discussion, I will try to link the show on a community post after this goes up. This was fantastic. I know it's getting a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people don't particularly care for the pacing, or it's not working for them, and that's totally fine. But for me, this was really fun and delightful. There were a few moments, I say few, this thing is full of tabs. I don't think you can see it, but it's full of tabs. There were a few moments that threw me out, but it was mostly a good thing. At one point, she uses the word highfalutin, which is something that's very common in my Appalachian vernacular, but I have never heard anyone else use it, so it was a little funny. If you do not know what this is about, we'll call her Six, because I kind of don't want to spoil anything. Six is an oracle, one of 6 oracles. She has grown up at this ruined cathedral, and she drowns to receive messages from these gods. She has 5 pseudo siblings. She grew up with them. They're like her sisters. And the new king comes to get his fortune sort of read through these drowning dreams. And after this happens, the 6 oracles, 5 of them go missing, and 6 is left, and she decides she's going to find her siblings, her sisters, and she bands up with this knight who is part of the king's retinue, who does not believe in the gods, so to speak, and asks for his help, and it is their journey. They are up to shenanigans, they are up to rewriting the world and its history, and it's what happens. It has got a romance in it, it is a bit of a slow burn, and it's really good. I really liked it. If you liked One Dark Window, I think you'll like it. If you didn't like One Dark Window, I think you still might also like it. It's worth trying. I've seen quite a few people who didn't enjoy One Dark Window enjoy this, so I would recommend trying the sample. Download the sample from whatever retailer you can and give it a shot. See what you think. It was really good. I gave it, I think, a 4.5, maybe 5, only because having read her previous work, I kind of saw what the overall structure, what the overall goals and plot beats were going to be. So 4.5 for me. I really liked it. I'm definitely continuing on with the series. So let's see. What else did I read? I actually think that's the only thing that I read that particular week that I didn't check in, because it was a very slow, like I said, week. There's a lot of stuff going on and on my mind. So June has rolled around. It is my birthday month. I have read a few things. So last month I picked up a copy of Problematic Summer Romance, and as I am trying to read everything that I buy as I buy it, I did read this. Now historically, I kind of swore off Allie Hazelwood. I really liked her first book, But the subsequent books, anytime I would try them, I just found them very samey, and they didn't work. They didn't work for me. It was very much the same thing over and over again. So I gave her a few years to keep writing and change, and I tried this just on a whim. I liked the cover, I liked the premise, and I really enjoyed it. So this is about a young woman. She is, I think, 23 in this novel, and she has always kind of been in love with her brother's best friend, who is a millennial. He's in his late 30s, mid 30s. I don't know if they ever gave us his actual 38. He's 38, and yes, she's 23. Her name is Maya and his name is Connor. He's 38, so he's right at my age. He's just a tiny bit older than me. And she's always been crazy about him, but he refuses to do anything about that because the age gap is there. And they get stuck together on this wedding retreat. Her brother is getting married, and they're there. He's the best man. She's one of the maids of honor, all that stuff. And it's in, I think, Italy, right? It is Italy. Taormina? Is that Sicilian? It's in Sicily. Sicilian? I don't know geography, y'all. I'm from Backwaters, Tennessee. I don't know what to tell you. They're at this fancy villa, the Sicilian villa, for a week. And it's them getting up to things. It was very fun. A lot of the jokes and references Connor was making cracked me up because he's a millennial. He's my age. And so Allie Hazelwood really hit the nail on the head with him. I thought Maya was also very funny. And she felt very much of her age as well. Like, I didn't quite empathize with her because she was too young for me to connect to. But I really got on with Connor and Connor's interactions with Maya. So, like, it worked. It worked really good. I really enjoyed this. There's dogs. There's a wonderful dog. There's another dog. You have to get through the book to meet him. It was fun. It was delightful. And this is one of those, if you care, absolutely floppy, wonderful books. It is just a joy to read. I am one of those people that's like, if it's not floppy, I'm not reading it. So yes, loved this. Really enjoyed it. I'm trying to move through these quickly, I promise. The next thing I read, I believe, was a couple of arcs. Yes, it was. I read the novella Fate's Bane by C.L. Clarke, which is a sapphic historical fantasy. Now, I can't tell you if this is like a Viking or a Celtic flavor, because it's kind of both. It's very unclear. It's about this young girl who is captured at a very young age and taken to a rival clan and kept as a sort of prisoner, hostage, princess. They raise her, but she is the daughter of a rival clan's leader. They're kind to her, they keep her, they don't hurt her, they take care of her, but she is a rival clan's princess. She falls in love with the young girl who is the daughter of the clan she's with, their leader, and they discover a type of magic together, and it is their story. My only complaint about this was that the narrative structure at times left me a little cold. I couldn't fully connect or vibe with what was happening. I was confused. I liked the open ending we had on this. There is resolution in a way. I really recommend picking it up if you like novellas, if you want something queer. It doesn't have a lot of joy in it, but it has a lot of... It's got some bites of grimdark that really satisfy. So I liked it a lot. It's one that I think I'll probably revisit as well. So give it a shot. I want to read more of this author, which is good because I think I have something they've written on my bookshelf. I can't remember what it is, but I do believe that I have something they've written on my shelves. So I will pick that up whenever I get a chance. The other arc that I read was The Foreign Exchange so this copy says Veronica G. Henry, but she is listed as a different name when I Google the book itself, so I don't know what she's currently going under. And this is the second book in the Mambo Rena series. It's about a woman who is a Mambo, which is I don't know if there's a different way to say it, but it's voodoo. It's a version of voodoo. I'll put the two different versions here on the screen. She practices the the more Haitian version of voodoo as opposed to the American derived version. And she solves crimes and takes cases. It's very urban fantasy, like classic urban fantasy. I'm talking like 90s, early 2000s urban fantasy. So if that is your jam, I think this is a great one to pick up. I liked this, but I think it was a little too dated for me in that it was very referential to, was it Katrina, Hurricane Katrina, one of the great big catastrophes that hit that area that this book is set in. So it was a little bit too dated in that aspect, but it also covered a very interesting crime. It was interesting. It was very fascinating, the things she mentioned and talked on. I don't know how much of it's incredibly accurate. I don't know, like, I didn't Google or research it, but the ideas she presented were something interesting. I enjoyed this, but I don't know if there's any more in the series, and it did leave on a bit of a cliffhanger, so I don't know what to do with that. I went to read the third one or to check it out from KU, however I could, because I was interested in what happened, and it doesn't exist. So I don't know what to tell you there. But it was good, classic urban fantasy. She is looking into this missing man and how he is coming to this money from his wife. He shows up, but there's more to be found. You know, it gets complicated like it always does. It was like a 3 ultimately for me in the end. After that, I took a break from ARCs and I read the second Demon World Boba Shop, which I loved. As I loved the first one, I loved this one. This one had a little bit of a slow start to it, but then it really picked up and we actually left the main city that Arthur is in and we traveled to a frontier town with Milo to see his dad, who has returned from mapping and exploring some of the outside world. And we see a lot of the demon world and how it works outside of the towns in that, and I really, really enjoy that. We also see some high tier, high level people, so like a breakfast master who has pretty much maxed out his class and he makes food as sort of a challenge for people, which was very cool. And we see at the end of this what's really going to be, I think, the main point of the series here moving forward, in that a new part of the world is opened up, the frontier, and they're building a new town, and Arthur and Mizu and Milo and everyone are dealing with that and the ramifications for them. And I'm very excited for the third book, which I have downloaded. Now, I would have a physical copy to bandy about and show you, but it's not available in paperback, and I would really like for someone to tell me why. I get it's indie and the author has to put that stuff out and format it, which is totally fine. I just want to be sure there's plans for that because I want the shelf trophy. I am a firm believer in physical media because digital media is fleeting. I don't care who you are or what you say. I want the physical edition. So I, like every other day, I'm refreshing that Amazon page. I'm going to buy it immediately. If anybody knows R.C. Joshua, let him know he's got at least one person who's going to buy those. So, loved it. I'm already on to the third one, and I can't wait to finish out the series. There are currently 5 in the series, and I intend to read all of them. And the one book that took the longest out of everything I've read is A Song of Legends Lost. I keep wanting to say For Legends Lost. This is out now. This is from Saga Press, and this is about 5 people and their involvement in what is shaping up to be this great war and conflict. And there's several different fronts and sides to it and different things happening. The description on this says, the people of the Nine Lands know their history. The kingdom once belonged to the Scathed until their grey-blood servants rose up and slaughtered them. King Ahiki and his warlords laid claim to the realm by defeating the rebels. This says, Timmy, a commoner from the slums, accidentally invokes a powerful spirit she believes that could hold the key to ending the centuries-long war. I beg to differ. What instead happens is Timmy does come into possession of a very powerful spirit, but she is caught up in a small scheme in her hometown that has to do with water votives that purify the water that people drink. While that is happening, we have other characters like Genoa, who is a young summoner. He sees his mother. He's not a summoner at the beginning of the novel, but he sees his mother killed by a large grey blood. He eventually becomes, it's not summoner, an invoker. And we see him deal with that. And he also has to deal with the memory and history of his mother as this grey blood comes back to hunt him. We have more characters like the priest Boleo, who is in how do I phrase this? He has knowledge and materials that are forbidden, and he knows a lot more about the history than he should. We have Runt, who is a young girl who gets caught up in some stuff that is wildly out of her ability to fathom and understand, and I feel real bad for her, but she is down a bad path. And we've got quite a few others. Like I said, there's about 5. I can't remember the last one. Oh, Elmira? I can't remember her name. Here, hold on. This was one of her chapters because I saw the king's name. Let me get to the front of it. Nope, that's Baleo. I went too far. Elara. She is a type of princess. She was married to a prince who went missing, and then suddenly maybe he's come back. And it's her quartet, her doves, the women that protect her and take care of her and love her as they try to figure a way out of the mess that's starting to happen. All of these people balance our viewpoints around, which is one complaint I have. But while we're reading them, we're trying to piece together what's happening. King Ahiki may not be a good king, but also King Ahiki may be protecting the people from these spirits that are coming from across the sea that may be out to wipe out humanity. We don't know. And the Greybloods may not be all bad. We, again, don't know. And by the end of the book, I still don't quite know. I'm on the fence. And I think it's because of the perspective hopping. It slowed down the narrative in a way that I couldn't fully keep track of what was happening and where. I was very confused. And some of the perspectives did overlap at the end, but we didn't get enough resolution in those overlapping. We didn't get enough ties tied to make sense. Additionally, this book is not in any way cathartic in that we get absolutely no payoff for anything. Bad things continually happen over and over and over and over again. This is grimdark. I would call this grimdark. I would call this very dark because the minute we have the smallest win, we get the biggest loss. And that's 600 pages of that. So while you're trying to understand it, you're also just continually being beat with bad news. So go in knowing that. Is it well written? Absolutely. Are the characters engaging? Did I love them? Absolutely. I was heartbroken the whole book, and that's why it took me over a week to read this. So it's, I think, a difficult read in that it is, like I said, just bad things happening. It's grimdark, but it's fascinating. I like the ideas. I like what it could be. I'm curious to see what it's going for. I want to read the second one so I can understand. So I don't know what I'm giving this. 3.75, 4, somewhere in there. Do I recommend it? Yes, as long as you go in with the caveats I gave you. I think we'll settle there. And finally, the last thing that I have that I read, no. Yes, one more. Volatile Memory by Seth Hayden. This one I didn't love. It comes out in July, so next month. This is about a trans woman who finds or is Let me restart. This is about a scavenger, and a signal goes out from this abandoned planet. It goes out to all the scavengers nearby. It says, hey, I have this powerful mask, and in this world, masks are like these type of gear that people wear. Come get me. You can sell it, or you can use it. It's a new unknown model, blah, blah, blah. So she goes to retrieve this mask. And this mask is a hawk mask. And these masks are super strong. Like, you wear them and they're all animal themed, and they give you appropriate powers and abilities and awarenesses based on what animal they are. So a hyena will have maybe a super powerful bite in the mask that you can utilize. A rattlesnake has venom. A rabbit is very prey oriented, long ears. It can analyze and feel things around. It can search for predators. A hawk mask is very fast. It's more of a predator mask. It gives you an ability to fight back. So this is a powerful hawk mask. This woman comes, she has to fight to get it, and she wounds another scavenger. She thinks she has left him for dead, and she takes the mask, and we unfold from there. There is a consciousness in this mask. This consciousness is the consciousness of the woman that died wearing it, that our main character believes, and this book is told in second person perspective from the mask's perspective, and the mask goes by the name Sable. Now, it's only 176 pages, and it took me a while to read because I wasn't wild about it. Normally, second-person perspectives I enjoy. I really like how it can be played with. My favorite perspective is first, but second person is good too. This, I've been trying to put my finger on why I didn't like it. I think it's a couple of things. One, I read this right after Legends Legends Lost, and both are dark and grim, and there's not a lot of hope in them. So there was that. But second, I think my problem with it was that this mask affords our Willa, our scavenger, with a lot of power. They have a lot of abilities and power together. And they went for such a small fry objective, having the mask with little to no thought. And I understand why they did it. This book is very rage oriented, like female angry rage oriented. I get it. Awesome. But it felt like it felt very contrived in that they got away with a lot of things they shouldn't have, and it felt very small fry. I expected something of that power and scope in a, possibly because of the length of this is why it read this way. It needed more. It needed more breadth and depth to it, right? So it was a 3 for me. I didn't really enjoy it in the end, and I didn't like the way it ended either. That was a little strange. I'm not sure how to feel about that. That kind of falls on the scope of the book I read last year where the main character falls in love with her clone. I don't know. It's a little strange. Just a little strange to me. It's just a little strange. This needed more. I wasn't wild about it. But it could be for other people if you want something that's very rage filled. If you want something that's very dark. I prefer my sci-fi to have a little bit more of a hopeful bent or a little more progressive bent, because I believe if we ever reach that point in our like humans lifespan, I choose to believe that it's going to be better than that. But to each their own. So this one it wasn't great for me. I love the cover. It's beautiful, stunning, magnificent, but not for me. That's it. That's everything I've read in the 2 weeks. What I am currently reading is let me get it. It's back here behind you. So sorry. So sorry. So on my Kindle, and I just got a copy for my shelves today, is Wraithwood Botanist by Little Lynx. This has been my brain break book. After I finished the second Demon World Boba Shop, I decided to take a Demon World Boba Shop break, and I picked this up. This is a apocalyptic lit RPG, so I'll read you the back. When Mira's home is destroyed by gods, she makes 2 requests to the system that sends her to another world: to be sent to an isolated forest where she can avoid the violent path to godhood, and to gain magic that keeps her alive and helps her thrive in the forest. She is granted both, though in the harshest way possible. The system strands her in a dangerous forest where half the plants are poisonous, the river teems with souls, and even the smallest beasts lay waste to experienced adventurers. To survive such perilous conditions, she uses her modern knowledge of botany and chemistry to create clever traps, weapons, and all the while learning powerful magic and combat skills alongside her fiercely loyal cat. Nobody believes that she stands a chance, but in a world where the system rewards those who overcome challenges, the forest is a gold mine. Most people would give up. Mira realizes something that surprised her. She enjoys it. So it's about Mira, who is a botany expert, especially in poisons. Our world, basically, Earth is, I don't know if it's destroyed so much as it's taken over, and the people are integrated into the system and then spread throughout the universe. She, as the summary says, does not want to follow the path to godhood that everyone in the universe follows. She wants to just hang out with plants, man. That's all she wants, and that's what she asks. And she kind of cons the system, AI, the over system, into doing that for her, even though it is programmed to force people onto these paths to godhood, or to make them peaceful in that they just farm and they're manipulated and abused. It's not a good setup, but she figures out a loophole through it, and now it's her surviving in the forest. It's very, very pretty cover, and kind of playing the system. It's fun. It sounds a lot darker than it is. I really enjoy it so far. I'm about 60% of the way through it. I'm going to finish it, I think, today or tomorrow. And like I said, I wanted my own copy for the shelves. And the second book is up for pre-order. So if you're interested in it, now is the time to pick it up. My physical read is going to be a quickie. It's the second Catherine Cowles' Falling Embers of the Tattered and Torn series. I wanted a break from all the grim stuff I'd been reading, and this is what I'm reading physically. I'll have this finished in a sitting. I just haven't sat down to read it for more than 5 minutes. I'll have it finished in a sitting. It's going to be a nice break. It's going to get something off my TBR. So the next thing that I'll be reading is The Dragonbone Chair, because the live show for that is on the 22nd, so in about 10 days. So I will have to pick that up soon. It's a reread for me, so hopefully it'll be a quick one. I read that many moons ago, I think. I quite possibly have my old tattered and torn up copy still, but I read that when I was a preteen, maybe? Ages ago. So I'm excited to reread it. What else am I reading? Oh, and I am also reading Graveyard for Heroes, which is the new Michael book, the sequel to The Price of Power. It is out now. It came out last week. I recommend the first book highly, so please pick that up. The second book is now out, and the third book is up for pre-order as well. So that's the things I'm reading so far. What have y'all read? How has your 2 weeks been going? I'm ready to relax now, but I don't get to. I gotta take my daughter to jiu-jitsu after this. So that's it. I'll hopefully talk to you guys next week as long as nothing else comes up. Thanks for watching, y'all. Let me again know what you're reading, what you think, anything spark your interest, any thoughts, that sort of stuff. Bye.